clinicians in the industry today. Born and raised in South Central Kansas, he spent his entire life working, training, and communicating with horses. With almost 30 years of experience in starting colts, working cattle, competing in rodeo, and training racehorses, Gary's diverse background has put him in almost every situation imaginable. This experience, combined with a refreshingly unique style of communication with his students and audiences, makes Gary Kuhn's seminars or demonstrations both entertaining and very informative. Now, since the mid-90s, Gary has held horsemanship demonstrations and clinics at nationally recognized events around the country and has been the official clinician of the popular cable TV equine program and has won numerous colt starting competitions. He currently is national ambassador for the Purina Mills Equine Influential Team and has been featured in several national equine publications, including most recently September 11 issue of Western Horseman. Gary's approach to horsemanship focuses on what is going on in the horse's mind and revolves around being personal, practical, and positive. Gary also believes in training as much as possible outside of the arena, using natural terrain, and as such has set up his home base on 3,000 acres of rolling hills, creeks, and cliffs and ledges in South Central Kansas, where he resides with his wife Misty and their 3 sons. They all enjoy riding. That's Callie, Colt, and Cody. You love those K's in there, don't you, Gary? All right, to learn more, check out GaryKuhn.com. We're glad to have him here from Gary Kuhn Horsemanship. Please welcome Mr. Gary Kuhn.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. How y'all doing today? Y'all from California? No? Anybody from Kansas? Glad to be in California, aren't you? So am I, because it's cold in Kansas right now. So it's truly a pleasure to be out here. We've got a fun little demo for you today. Y'all do me a favor. Raise your hands if you've ever been bucked off your horse. I'm not going to show the proper way to get bucked off. It's not where I'm going with that. Now let me ask you this. If you could raise your hands, how many of you got bucked off your horse when your horse was either transitioning into the canter or was already in the canter? How many of you got bucked off at a walk? A few of you. How many of y'all got bucked off standing still? Yeah, that happens to you. The title of our demo today is Why and How the Canter Changes Everything. Okay? What I'm after my horse, when I look at these animals, I'm thinking, okay, if I crawl on that horse right there, then I'm telling myself, once I get up there, I should be able to go faster than before I got up there. So in my mind, that's part of the benefit of getting up there. So I'm thinking, speed's going to be good. How many of us are comfortable with speed? That's not very many hands. All right. Well, the thing about speed in a horse's mind, we all know how the good Lord created these animals to be afraid of everything. They're bigger than almost everything you encounter on the trail, but they are afraid of everything. But what happens to these horses' minds when they start to speed up a little bit? We've got Tiffany on this big, tall sorrel horse over here, who she has run barrels and I believe still competes with this horse in the barrel racing. This horse is very familiar with speed. It sounds to me like it's got pretty comfortable staying at a high rate of speed. I've got Marissa down here on a draft quarter cross. If I remember correctly, it's a PMU rescue horse. This horse is still pretty uncomfortable with a rider. I just asked Marissa a little bit ago how comfortable she would be cantering or loping. Y'all okay if I say lope?
Yep.
Candace, we can't say canter, we say lope. Thank you. That makes my life a lot easier. what I want you to see between those two horses is where their mind goes. Got another little horse right down here that I'm going to ride, who her owner is standing there. Darlene is holding Mrs. Pickles and Arabian. Why in the world would I have an Arabian out here if we're talking about the low? Arabians don't low, do they? They do? Most of the ones I see at my clinics walk, trot, and they gallop. There is no low. So my goal in using these three horses is for you guys to see some diversion here, some versatility between these three horses and where their mind goes. But once I crawl on this horse of Darlene's, everything is up to me. Everything that I'm going to try to accomplish with this horse depends on me. See, in the fact that the good Lord designed these horses to be afraid of everything, showing his sense of humor. He also designed them to search for the herd, to search for some leadership. Okay? When I get up there, I heard some other clinicians this morning talking about the same thing. Confidence. I travel all over the country conducting horsemanship clinics and doing demos. We do a lot of stuff with Trina Mills. We do a lot of colt starters with Trina Mills. And I'm constantly telling people, you might not have confidence. You might not have confidence. And that's okay. The problem is when you start telling your horse how little confidence you have, he really loses confidence in you. So I'm trying to remind people you might not have the confidence, but let's at least not try to show it, make it as obvious. Because for me, sitting on my horse, trying to offer some instruction to somebody else who's having trouble with theirs, and I'm saying that horse is never going to slow down until you loosen your cheeks a little bit. Easier said than done. Much easier said than done. So I'm going to give this horse every opportunity. Actually, I'm going to crawl on this horse the same way I crawl on all our colts at we start. And I'm going to show you guys now. Since it's the horse in the Arabian,
gonna lose him.
I'm going to do my best to not fall off.
Trent, stop.
And the reason I say that, thank you, Darlene, if you want to grab a seat outside the fence, you